Topic 2, which is SHINee.
Story
of Light, episode 2, or EP2.
Episode 2.
Or
I like it.
Well, yeah,
Attack of the
Clones. It could be episode 2,
they could be episode. That's what we were saying. Like, you must have been not paying attention last part when Andrew and I had this conversation.
It's definitely episode.
It's either episode or EP. It could be either.
I like episode, I guess.
I like episode as well.
A better idea.
Okay, episode 2, also known as the Tropical House episode.
Yeah, it's the Tropical House.
So I'm just going to rate it right here, 10 out of 10. Who would have thought? 12 out of 10. 15 out of 10.
Guess who worked on the music?
Wait, we'll get there. We'll get there. We didn't get to the song.
Yeah. Well, okay, I haven't even introduced the song. I'm just saying the album's a 20 out of 10. Because it's a Tropical House SHINee album.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
Title track is I Want You. So, as I said, Tropical House album. The title track is Tropical House. And it might be the best Tropical House song in K-pop, in my opinion.
Better than all of Card.
Huh?
Yes, Esna.
Produced by Esna, yep.
Yeah, worked on this.
I thought their group vocals are amazing throughout the song. I love the Card shout out because they say "Oh Nana."
Not everything is a Card shout out.
Just believe it's a Card.
They're definitely shouting out Card. They're doing Tropical House and they say "Oh Nana." That's definitely Card shout out. But no, seriously, like the choreo's great. I really like the use of color in the MV. There's a lot of like warm colors, a lot of pinks and oranges. And then the music video is kind of just like a continuation of Good Evening, where they're like going through the woods again and they find like a well. Other than that, none of it really made that much sense. They go on like an
acid trip or something. Exactly. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
But no, yeah, this is also on my top 10 list, but it also isn't the favorite song on the album even.
What the heck
which is crazy. Which we'll get to later. But I loved it.
So yeah, I'm guessing this is probably going to be Nate's favorite album because it's all tropical of the three, and then the first episode was easily my favorite. So, but obviously, love this one. God, I don't know. I never imagined SHINee doing Tropical House. At first, I don't know. It's just. It works surprisingly well with them, though. I guess just because, again, like I feel like the group vocals definitely again really carry the song in terms of how it works well. And I'm glad that this song had a lot more choreography than Good Evening did, because again, Good Evening was mostly just doing stuff with the chairs, but this is actually this is
it was basically like recreating Move on chairs.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So I'd song-wise, I think I'd still put Good Evening over this slightly. It's like 1A, 1B.
It's the same situation for me.
1C, but yeah.
Not for me, obviously, but who would have thought?
Yeah, because Tropical House.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Music videos in a cool, like, 4:3 aspect ratio. Again, like, the color palettes. Good Evening used a lot of green, but this one used a lot more like pink, whereas like the third one's, I guess, just absence of color sort of things. Again, very interesting to see like the sort of cinematography that they're using for this. Yeah. So yeah, again, just another excellent title. I wonder how much music they were sitting on for them to consider doing like 3 title tracks or three
releases in a month.
Because I mean, especially with SM, like where they're just like, it's like clockwork basically. You don't really see many of their artists releasing multiple music videos for a project like this. So
it could be maybe that since it is kind of a special case, that SM allowed them to have a lot more resources than normal.
Yeah, because this is not cheap. Like putting the three physical like packaged like releases, 3 high budget music videos, 3 like separate promotions and everything. No expense was spared in this release whatsoever.
I think they allowed it because A, this obviously the special situation, and B, because of that situation, people are going to buy it.
And
it's also their 10th anniversary this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. I mean, that's a huge milestone.
SHINee's a huge group, so I mean, when wouldn't surprise me that they'd be willing to put this much resources.
Only took 10 years to get an official light stick.
Jacob,
Where's Red Velvet's? Come on.
Where's SNSD?
Yeah, where's SNSD's even more?
at least Red Velvet
We'll
has
never
like
get that.
the feather duster or whatever.
All right. Anyways, with I Want You, I think I still put Good Evening over it, like Andrew said as well, but again, only like slightly. But yeah, I really like the song. It's a nice, it's like a summer song, I guess, as far as the vibe goes, because obviously Tropical House, can't go wrong with that in the summer. Yeah. One thing I did notice it was a nice song to drive home to. So yeah.
Good driving song, yeah, definitely.
Okay, next we have Chemistry, which is another Tropical
More
House song.
Tropical House.
This is a much more like driving beat to it. So if that makes sense, I feel like I Want You is a little more laid back. But yeah, they're both definitely Tropical House songs. And surprise, I liked it.
Yeah, this one was alright. It's more of a sort of like reggaeton electronic fusion aspect to it. Yeah, so yeah, it was enjoyable. Not much else. I really don't have much else to say about this album because honestly, it's just like it's Tropical House is becoming the next It's a Ballad for me.
It'll never be that for me.
It's Tropical House
because they sound very similar. So
yeah, they do.
Jacob,
one day we have to come up with a song. It's a Tropical House ballad.
is that
someone
possible?
needs to make a Tropical House ballad.
Is it even possible to do Tropical House ballad, like reggaeton ballad type song? I don't know.
Someone.
If you make music, please let us know.
Let us know. Figure it out.
Actually, send us a Tropical House ballad song.
Yes, please.
And we will review it.
And I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
So for this song is also in sort of like in the league with Good Evening and I Want You for me. I really, really love like how like hype and sort of like uplifting the chorus sounds in this song. I think the sort of the beats throughout work pretty good. Yeah, it's a well done Tropical House
actually,
song, so.
We were just talking about it, but to be honest, the last song on the album kind of is a Tropical House ballad. But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Anything else, Jacob?
No other thoughts.
Nope. Okay. Next we have Electric.
It's electric.
Which is literally Electric Shock 2. Like the way they say electric, you could straight up mix them.
Wait, Jacob, were you alive for the electric slide?
Yes, we had to learn how to do that in gym class.
Why did we have to learn the electric slide for fucking gym class?
What?
That was a thing. That was instead of like when I was in like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, instead of doing like actual like exercise, we learned how to do the electric slide.
That was not a thing for me.
Yeah, we had to do that too. It was weird. Did you also do the thing with the parachute?
No. Well, yeah, one time, but then no, we had to. We mostly did the stuff with like the seat rolling things or whatever.
I remember both of those things. I don't remember having to do the electric slide.
Yeah, we had to do electric slide, square dancing.
Have I finally done something that's outdated you?
God.
I'm usually on your side of the spectrum, Nate, but
I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay. But yeah, this is like a funky, shiny sounding version of Electric Shock, to be honest. It really is. It just really reminded me of it.
They gotta have another song called Shock. And then they make
and then
Electric Shock, Electric plus Shock.
Make the Clue Note version of it. They could call it like Power Plant or something.
Well, with the thing
Power
is, Clue
Plant,
Note,
Electric
Sherlock,
plus Shock.
Electric Shock, Pikachu. I don't know, something.
Call it a song called
SHINee
Pikachu.
making a song called Pikachu. I could see that happening. Just like
God.
Pokemon Company throwing millions of dollars at them to make a song for us. Anyway, it's interesting to see, or again, I guess I'm in similar territory as you, Nate, where you're getting like electric shop vibes. Yeah, this is definitely like some 2010s, early 2010s SHINee, like Lucifer era-esque. Like again, just sort of that type of like, I don't know, sexy vibe to it. That's basically what, like, sexy and long hair is what I think of whenever I think of the early two.
Oh, SHINee. Or do you mean? Oh, okay. I was thinking of long-haired Taemin when you said that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
When he looked like a girl. During,
that's
Sherlock.
literally yeah. It's so. We're such a far cry from like back when they basically almost all look like the girls, and everyone still loved them all the same. The thing I love the most about this track, I'd say, is just the sort of riff that they have, or the sort of just like emptiness of the verses, like where it's just like duh 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 electric, and again, it's definitely it sounds like an interpolation of Electric Shock in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob.
All right, sorry, I was reading something. Anyways, this is. I'm gonna keep saying this about everything. This is one of my favorite songs in the album. One of my favorite parts actually about the song is like right before it goes and the drop just goes electric in like the really robotic voice. Yeah. I thought that was cool. Also, I think Taemin's vocals sound really great in this song. So, yeah.
I'm surprised at how well all of them carry the vocals. Just in general with like the entire album.
Yeah. Though I guess then again, they are an SM group, so everybody can sing fairly well.
Yeah. They definitely more than make up for everything. So yeah, it's
yeah.
Again, we're sort of like, I don't know, some other groups losing a member would sort of change the sound too much. If anything, yeah, it definitely feels like they're sort of like they were going along the same sort of lines that they were before. It doesn't sound too weird.
Yeah,
without Jonghyun.
Next we have Drive, and this is my favorite song on this album, or this part.
This episode.
Everything about the song I love. The guitar part during the verses, the drum and like electric guitar part that come in during the pre-chorus, like very like pop rock sounding. The synth line before the chorus is really, really good. And then like the chorus is piano heavy for like, I don't know, just everything about the song was like made for me basically. Yep. It's got like pop rock elements, it's got like piano focused chorus, like crazy synths, like I don't know. So this is easily my favorite song. Probably my favorite song on all three of them total.
Okay. Yeah, I like this one mostly for the vocal chopping, but otherwise, I literally just wrote Tropical House with guitars. That's like literally.
Who would have thought I loved it?
That's literally like every single song on here is like Tropical House.
You should have just wrote like Nate's favorite song. That should have been your notes. Like, you could have figured guitars.
That out. Yeah, it's just like your favorite song combined with like vocal chopping, which is like easily one of my favorite elements in music. So yeah.
So I like the song as well. Again, one of my favorite songs in the album.
Every song is gonna be your favorite.
Every Jacob, song. That's not how favorites work.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is how it works now.
Understand the concept.
This is how it works now. This is SHINee. Anyways, one thing that I really love about this song is how much like when it drops into the chorus, it like opens up the sound space a lot using the synth chords, like just the dun, dun. Like that is something that I sort of, I guess I wish they did on a certain Twice song that just came out.
Yo, why are you throwing shade already? Come on.
I love Dance the Night Away. Side note.
Foreshadowing for releases.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like this song a lot.
Trademark Jacob.
Yep.
That's gonna be that's another shirt. That's another shirt. We should have a quote that just I like this song a lot, and it's just a Jacob like dash Jacob.
Well, I like straight ass
dead ass.
I was
it's
going
straight up or dead ass, dude. Pick a word.
Anyways, straight up, like I don't know anything about music theory, so like all I do is like I like this song.
Yeah, I like this song. No, I feel sometimes I feel the same way. Because I'm just like, I don't know what to say about this song, but it's a good song. I like it. Okay, finally, we have Who Waits for Love. And like I said earlier, this is as close as you can get to a Tropical House ballad. It really is, to be honest. Like, it's it is tropical house, but it's on the slower side. And it's just got like the acoustic guitar line throughout it. Yeah, I liked it. Surprise.
This is the song that's probably the most reminiscent of Card for me. Just how it's structured, like like how they sort of, I guess, sort of the balance that they have between the vocal parts of the verses and then just having a rap section in the second verse. It's surprisingly Card, but which I wouldn't expect from SHINee, but again, it works surprisingly well. I'd say this is my second favorite behind I Want You. Maybe like 1A 1B situation again, but I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, I definitely see the parallels to like a song that Card would do. Honestly, I could see them like doing like a cover of this song and it wouldn't seem out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is again one of my favorite songs on the
album. We're having so much fun with this reviews. It's great.
Anyways, move on. Let's move on.
So yeah, overall ratings for this album,
11 out of 10.
800 out of 10. No, obviously 10 out of 10 for me. Tropical House, SHINee. Like, what could go wrong?
Yep. I guess to rank it against, I'd say this would easily, like, it's kind of being picky, but I'd say I'd put this one maybe as the least favorite of the three, just because I liked 1 and 3 so much, or like episode 1 was easily my favorite, but yet I'd say I'd rank it 1, 3, 2.
I can't really choose, to be honest. I like them all so much. It's
2
weird.
is obviously my favorite, but they're all insanely good.
Again, 1's obviously my favorite because it's all like it's all like feature based in electronic music, so that's the one that's gonna draw my attention the most. But I do like I kind of wish more artists would do this, where they sort of maybe just do
concept albums.
Yeah, concept albums where it's sort of like a different genre between each. I mean, like. Because I guess K-pop sort of or pop music sort of in a unique situation where I guess you're not really beholden to necessarily one genre of music, a la like a rock band or whatever. You're just stuck in like alternative or metal or whatever. So I'd like to see this idea sort of proliferate more often, just because again, like sort of space it out. So I guess so that. Because if you just put out a 15 album track and be like, enjoy, I don't think people would appreciate some tracks like Electric as much as they would if it just get lost in the noise of like the other songs, especially.
Yeah. You know what? Who I think this sort of like structure for an album would suit a lot is Red Velvet.
Yeah, I was thinking
the red and the velvet side. Like first
one's
red, then the second one's like in between, and then the third one's velvet or something like that.
I'm so surprised they never thought of that yet, because they were like hammering the concept of there being like two different. I mean, I guess Blackpink does the same thing too, where they have two different concepts, like so to speak. Yeah, so I'm surprised neither of them have sort of addressed it or done albums that way. I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable for like maybe like
because like what you could have is
barely has one album worth of music.
Blackpink doesn't release music, so.
Yeah, that's true. But I think like for Red Velvet, like the first one would be like the red as far as the album goes. And the second one's like the velvet, and then the third one is like perfect red velvet, where it's kind of in between.
It's like a mix. So again, I hope this sort of sparks a trend with how SM releases albums, or just how like people
Take
release
notes,
albums
SM.
in general. Because
we want more MVs.
Because SHINee's been doing all of this sort of like concept or combination album stuff since again Misconceptions.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's. In my opinion, it's like that's all Jonghyun. Like he was like the very first artist from SM to be able to get artistic freedom on his music.
He was clearly he was the visionary behind just sort of the direction that SHINee went through, and I'm glad that despite his loss or despite his passing, that they're still able to sort of continue and further that vision. And it shows. All three albums are basically just like a huge love letter to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, for crying out loud, like, Tableau is even, like, when, I think it was when She Is came out, he was like, this is a true artist. Like,
yeah, because he would fight for that creative control. And again, if you've followed K-pop for as long as we have, you know that it's...
Way back when, that was not as common as it was
today.
today.
Control, like, no part as an idol, as a K-pop idol, like no part of your life is in your control. Ultimately, how do you look, how what you eat, where you live, like what you're doing, how like what your like schedule is, what kind of music you release, that you're. Yeah, so basically all of that's just like in the hands of like your label or other people, but yeah, it was. I'd say it was a really important milestone for them just to be able to gain that level of control over their music.
Jacob, you give it a 10 out of 10?
Yep.
Okay.
With Day 6, I like the good drums. So right from the beginning, you get, and I'm like, what is this? Yeah, and then there's like the reggae thriller, like they're singing about it feels like a thriller, and then there's like this reggae thing going on, and then I'm like, what? I kind of like it, but I have mixed feelings about it. And the synth solo.